We normally just send the next speaker up, but I have to say something about Amber Freed. Um, I started SRF 6 years ago, and there were a handful of people out there who I was looking up and following online and trying to figure out how the hell you do this. And Amber was one of them, and I've been in awe of her since I met her. Um, and that awe has grown. Most people, they say, don't meet your heroes because you realize they're human. It's less true with Amber. And I think not only am I in awe of what she does as a leader of SLC 6A1 Connect, but as you are about to hear, she seems to get more energized when she realizes that the work she's doing doesn't just benefit her community, but benefits all of us. So I think most of the clinicians and people in the rare space know Amber. But if you're a parent in this room and you have a chance to run into Amber tonight at the reception, just thank her. I have had morning and evening and all hours conversations and texts with this woman. She is phenomenal and she works herself hard and she's motivated by the fact she's helping all of our kids. So please join me in welcoming one of my heroes, Amber Freed.
Well, that was the sweetest thing. I'm going to record that and make my kids listen. My ex. Thank you so much, everybody. My name is Amber Freed, and I'm so excited to be here today and to tell the story of repurposing Ravicti. I had twins in March of 2017, and like all the parents in this room know, mom's intuition sounds louder than a freight train, and I knew something was not right with Maxwell. And he was eventually diagnosed with SLC 6A1, and my little tagline is that I'm fighting like the third monkey from Noah's Ark, and it just started to rain. SLC 6A1 is phenotypically similar to Syngap, and oh, I didn't advance the slide. How do I? Oh, there we go. Okay. We're phenotypically very similar to Syngap, but we're a GAT1 transporter. So, oh my goodness. SLC doesn't have this. Aspirational. Okay. This kind of reminded me of Mike's talk because what he said about me. In Austin Powers, when Dr. Evil is talking about his dad, and he's like, he made outlandish claims, like he invented the question mark. Everybody is so kind in acknowledging my persistence with this drug, but the story started 20 years ago with Dr. Caddy King from Vanderbilt. She tested our drug in iPSCs and saw a remarkable reuptake of GABA. And she called to tell me that news in October of 2020. We started sprinting toward getting the drug in patients. And our first patient was dosed just 6 months later. Crazy enough, the condition STX-BP1 was going down a similar path with Dr. Jacqueline Beret from Cornell, and they were already working with the outstanding Dr. Grinspan. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. So Zach, our small but mighty coalition started moving forward at warp speed with a weekly meeting, and PAGs were able to fund the trial. SLC was able to fund Cornell and develop a plan to actually dose kids. But things became very complicated because glycerol phenylbutyrate is not cheap. It's a safe, well-tolerated reformulation of sodium phenylbutyrate. And it's not hard to make. You could totally Breaking Bad it yourself. Sodium phenylbutyrate tastes like oily vomit. Glycerol phenylbutyrate is just tasteless and odorless, but it's kind of expensive. I'm not joking. This is my real text message. Look at that. I was like, So glycerol phenylbutyrate is a tasteless, odorless oil and it's super easy to give kids. You just squirt it in their mouth morning and night. But it's the most expensive drug in the US. It's more expensive than gene therapy because this is a daily drug. So it's not possible for patients to trial this drug themselves. And insurance companies took a double take. And like in this instance, I totally get it. This text, though, did catch me a little off guard. And I just saw D.B. Cooper, the guy who robbed banks in the 70s and then stole a plane to get away with the money. It's a little known fact. He's back in the news because it turns out he was just trying to pick up his Ravicti script and he needed unmarked bills. So we had to go to the court of public opinion. And public opinion prevailed. It was incredibly hard to initially get the drug from the manufacturer. There was a lot of PR bantering, and we were ultimately able to develop a working relationship with the manufacturer. At the time, it was Horizon, now Amgen. Children began taking the drug in July of 21, and I have a video here of when Maxwell was first able to take it. But can somebody else click on the link? Okay. I have an update. Maxwell just got his first dose. It was just a little bit of liquid, which is crazy because of the gravity of the moment. And Dr. Grinspan came, and he is the most wonderful doctor and human being. Just renews your faith in humanity, and I'm so thankful to be at this point. I'm so grateful for this little guy, and none of this would be possible without all of the people who helped us get here. But you've made a really big impact, and I cannot thank you enough. I have an update. Maxwell just got here. Maxwell started taking the drug, and we were in New York for 3 days. And what really stood out to me was traveling back. He was able to string together a couple of words, like he was communicating. We were sitting at LaGuardia getting some food, and I didn't have to restrain him once. We just ate our food. It was the most lovely afternoon. And soon after, all of his therapists noticed a very large leap in his communication skills and cognitive gains. It was a clear and distinct leap for us. And I think this really speaks to the butterfly effect in rare disease and being able to help one another. I'm so happy to see more and more epilepsies responding to Ravicti, and it is just the most satisfying, wonderful thing to know that one patient group's experiences are helping another. So the pricing problem is a major roadblock for accessibility. The drug is going off patent, but even with a 95% reduction, which is not going to happen, that's still a lot of money. And with a lot of time and determination, that problem too is working itself out. We're able to work with a compounding pharmacy, essentially, a well-known one that can easily provide the drug at an astoundingly low price, a price that is within reach for everyone, I would say, and if not within reach for your family, I'm sure someone else would lend a helping hand. But I feel pretty confident that the drug will be available sometime in 2025, and I'm just so happy if this drug is able to give a little butterfly effect to the Syngap community.